Welcome to the Bourbon Jerk. Thanks for the click. What if you could only pick one whiskey brand to drink for the rest of your life? Not one distillery, one brand. It's an interesting proposition. Let's face it, there's an endless number of brands out there right now, and I kind of took this challenge as an opportunity to reflect on which one has the best portfolio of products that suits my tastes, palate, and budget. At the onset, you might think this is easy as saying Buffalo Trace or Heaven Hill, but keep in mind, those are distilleries. So if you were to say Buffalo Trace, you'd actually be limited to just regular old Buffalo Trace and maybe store picks of Buffalo Trace. If you were to say Heaven Hill, you'd be limited to Heaven Hill 7-year bottled and bond, and maybe those Heaven Hill Heritage Collection high-age, high-price whiskeys. That is the challenge that was extended to us by our good friend Ben over at the Bourbon Note. Now, as far as my tastes go, I like a lot of different things. I lean bourbon, but I also like rye. I love a good double oaked whiskey. I'm a fan of different finishes. It's not Amberana. I even like American single malt. So I'm kind of all over the place here. So let me tell you some of the brands that I strongly considered but didn't pick. First, Barrel Craft Spirits. Really just one of the brands that I've been a big fan of ever since I got into whiskey. They've got their batch series bourbons, which are always really good, besides number 37. Their blending and finishing game is on point. Dovetail and Seagrass are favorites of mine. Their more recent PX finish and ice wine finishes were exceptional. And now they've got their foundation line of lower proof bourbons. I really just think they've got a nice product line all around. I also considered Bardstown Bourbon Company. Between their Origin series, their Collaboration series, and their Discovery series, there's no shortage of options and wild combinations. A lot of creativity there. Some of my favorites are the Discovery 11 and 12, the Amroot and Goose Island collaborations, and even a few recent single barrel picks. I think the one drawback that I had with the brand is I don't really love their rye. And New Riff. This brand was the closest of the bunch to being my actual choice. We'll call them my runner-up. Big fan of their rye and bourbons, even their single malt. They've got some bigger age statements now with the 8 and 10-year bourbons and rye. They do finishes really well, like this sherry finish malted rye from last year. This is just a killer bottle. They always seem to be experimenting with different grains and combinations. Their stuff is, for the most part, available, and their prices are always fair. But if I could only pick one whiskey brand to drink for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have to go with Jack Daniels. To me, they just got everything that I want. What they do exceedingly well, and they do a lot. You can keep old number 7. That's a mixer. I'm talking about the single barrel select, the single barrel barrel proof, the single barrel barrel proof rye, Coy Hill, all the age stated series, the Jack Daniels 10, Jack Daniels 12, Jack Daniels 14, which is a real strong contender for Whiskey of the Year. They do some finished stuff, but on a much smaller scale. You can also include the flavored whiskeys that they do, like that blackberry that just came out. For me, I just think top to bottom, their whole product line is on point. And if I was just limited to only their products for the rest of my life, there's definitely enough to keep me interested and happy. So, what brand would you pick if you could only pick one whiskey brand to drink for the rest of your life? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again to Ben over at the Bourbon Note for calling us out on this particular challenge. In the interest of keeping this thing going, I'll put it out there to any one of you that also has a WhiskeyTube channel or even an Instagram account. Let everyone know what brand you would pick here. If you made it through this video, you like whiskey, you like whiskey content, you should strongly consider joining the Bourbon Jerk Patreon group. We're doing bottle giveaways every month, flight samples, you name it, having all kinds of fun. Check us out. There's a link in the description. Until next time, cheers. Thanks for watching. Stay jerky.